Okay, welcome back. Now I hope I have addressed all the question. Or wait, if say your decode always very logic, but I still not able to link them, but need to refer source or notes. Yes, it take me so many years. All right, so don't rush into learning. Okay, it take many years to learn, to practice, and to apply. Right? And in each implication class, I think I end off the whole program saying that if you can interpret the qua into a story, you are somewhere there already. And it's not like cite like that. I explain to you cite like that cannot link one. Or then you are okay, but you're not there yet. Okay, but if you can become like a storytelling, then you are somewhere there already. Okay. Pepe say no sound. I sign out and sign back in again. Okay. Okay. So wait for Pepe to come back. Huh? Okay, while waiting, now this is the cut that I hope you all can see. This is the cut. Each cut will have 4 hexagram. Now, for example, this is 1 hexagram. What hexagram is this? This is 折风大过. Okay, 折风大过. And if you turn it upside down, it is also 折风大过. All right, and if you turn it the other side, it become another 卦, 三雷易. Okay, and if you turn it upside down, it's 三雷易 also. So this is a very unique one because no matter how you turn, it's the same one. Okay, now another type one could be something like this one. 地雷复. Okay, 地雷复 hexagram 24. But if you turn it upside down, it's hexagram 23. So this card is designed in such a way that it shows you the pair hexagram. Okay, the pair hexagram. And when you turn it, it shows you the other side of the same coin. Remember, I just mentioned I Ching always say there's always 2 sides of the same coin. So if you have a issue at hand and if you draw a card and this card says this side here, now you can read as this hexagram that you have, and then you can turn it upside down and try to read because this hexagram is a pair based on the Shigua Zhuan. And at the same time, if you want to know what is the other side looks like, you turn it, which is the second side of the coin. Okay, and then you can turn upside down and read again. So this is designed in such a way. So it gives you a lot of information and a lot of insights. And this is how you can level up. Okay, level up. If you're doing gaming one, you know it level up. You can level up your hexagram learning. Okay. Right. Are you all ready? Pepe, are you back already? Thank you. So are you all ready to get started? Type yes in the chat box if you are. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Ellen. All right. So you see, that's not what we went through. Okay, what we went through is again another wave, and it holds a similarity to the pattern that we talked about in AOM1. So it keep on repeating, and we ended off with having disaster again, the kan gua, and then li gua means end like at the end of the tunnel. So we recover again. So you see, life is full of up and down, and every time when we hit the rock bottom, there's always a way to get back up. Okay, so don't despair. If say, what do you mean the other side of the card? That means they have another outcome. Is it not different outcome? It's not different outcome. It's like 2 sides of the same coin. That means another perspective to the same issue. You get my point? Another perspective. For example, I draw a 6. I stand here and I draw a 6, and you're standing here. To you, my 6 looks like a 9 to you, but it's still the same number. So if you draw a card like that to talk about a situation, that situation, what's the reality of the situation will depend on which side you're standing to look at it, right? Your 立场不同，对吗？ Okay, so if you're standing on my side, you look at this situation, you look like a 6. But if you stand from the other side and look at the same situation, it looks like a 9 to you. So this gua, when you flip to the other side, is actually doing this for you. how are the other party looking at the same situation that you are looking at? Can follow? Okay, so let's move on. Now you have survived another disasters. Okay, so far we've gone through 3 waves already. Yeah, AOM1, the first wave, and then yesterday we talked about the second wave, and today, just now we went through the third wave. So if you can survive the third wave, then you deserve to go up to the next frequency band. So you're so resilient, right? You're so resilient. You find that a lot of successful people, they become even better than before. It's because they went through several waves and they come out even stronger than before. If say which one to follow, let me ask you, Lord, that's now the 6 and the 9, which one to follow? Which one is correct, 6 or 9? No right, no wrong. It's just that 立场不同. If you know the other side 立场, isn't it easier for you to tackle the problem? Then you know why are you still arguing with that person, right? It's because 立场不同. Right? When I say 6, he keep on insisting it's 9, and we quarrel over 6 or 9. You know, when if that's it, there's a way that I could go over and look at the number again. Oh, now I know why you keep on insisting it's 9, because you see 9 and you're not wrong. And when I insist on 6, I'm not wrong also, because it's 立场不同. So there's no favorable, not favorable. It's just 立场不同 only. And this card offers you the 2 立场 to look at it. Okay, let's move on. Module 4, next frequency band. Okay, next frequency band. So that means you deserve to go up already, because you are so resilient. You keep, it's like in Chinese called 打不死的蟑螂. Every time you hit upon a disaster, you come back stronger. Right, so let's move on. Okay, now it start off with 折三弦. Okay, 折三弦, conjoining. Conjoining is made up of a 折卦 on top and a 艮卦 below. Okay, 对卦 on top, 艮卦 below. So 对卦 can means the third daughter, 艮卦 can means the third son. So it's like a good match, right? One female, one male, and both are young female and young male, and it's a good match. Okay, and you look at the arrow is coming together, so it's a good match, right? So it's called 折三弦. 弦 means conjoining, like come together. It's like 拍拖啦, huh? But wait, this 折三弦 inside, you compress it, got hidden danger. You see, I Ching is always like that. When the name sounds good, there's always some kind of trapdoors inside, which I Ching is trying to remind us. Hey, 折三弦, there is a trapdoor inside. So watch out for the hidden danger. And if you don't deal with it properly, it can blow out of proportion. Now, conjoining can means pator, can means relationship, can means finding your soulmate and things like that. So it's the same as going to business partnership, also called conjoining, huh? Now, what it says here is that no relationship is all sunshine. You cannot find, it's very hard to find one relationship that has no problem all this while. Sure got problem one. Why? Because there's a hidden danger. Okay, all we need to know is just take note there's a hidden danger, and we shouldn't take things for granted. That's all. Shouldn't take things for granted, and take note all relationship, no relationship is all sunshine. There will always be some kind of problem. So be it personal relationship, be it professional relationship, it applies to all kind of relationship, right? Look at this, Descent of the Sun. I think many years back, they were so hot and popular when this K-drama hit the street. And then the male lead and the female lead fall in love and then get married. And then the next thing you know, they divorce. After a year or two, they divorce. This relationship, this is conjoining, 折三弦. Okay, North Korea, South Korea, North Korea and US, same thing. They are courting each other. But now what happened? Like that. Okay, so let's talk about this 折三弦. Why? Because if you want to escalate, move up to the next frequency band, then 人际 interpersonal relationship becomes very important. Very important. Remember in AOM1, I talked about the upper series and the lower series, upper series made up of 30 hexagram, and the lower series make up of the remaining 34 hexagram. So we just cross the upper series by finishing the Li Gua, hexagram 30, the Li Gua. So now actually we are stepping into the lower series, starting with Zhe San Xian. And I said that the lower series is all about human order. All about human order. I mean 人际关系. Okay, so a lot of things here. Upper series depend on Tian, depend on Di, right? Lower series, if thing goes wrong, usually is because of your own doing. Okay, so we start off the whole lower series with Zhe San Xian relationship, yeah, conjoining. It says here, 段词 says here, is a feeling and emotion game. When you talk about relationship, it's all about feeling and it's about all about emotion game, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, and then 折三弦，折wrong，折三 one is coming down, one is going up, right? One takes the lead to connect. Now, if you want to have a relationship, establish a relationship, one party has to take the lead, right? And the other has to take the role to receive, to accept. That's like courtship, usually by default is the guy chase after the girl, caught the girl. Okay, and the girl ultimately has to decide whether want to receive or not, or reject totally. If receive means they have a relationship, they can go patore. Okay, now who should perform which role based on I Ching? What do you think? Who should perform which role? Who should initiate? Who should receive? Who should be active? Who should be passive? I think no brainer lah, no brainer. We always say that Yang initiates in I Ching, Yang initiates, Yin, okay, completes it. All right. So basically means based on this, Geng Gua should be the one initiate. Okay, and Dui Gua is the one that completes it. Completes it means to finally accept or not to accept lah. This has been the what call that, the hidden rule, unspoken rule all this while. Okay, but nowadays in modern society, in today's world, there's no difference between who start the relationship first, who caught who, doesn't matter really nowadays. Okay, but if you want to base on I Ching, is really Yang initiate, Yin completes. All right, and then you have this conjoining thing. Okay, then if you are the one initiating, then you must know when to toe the line. Don't go for 遮风大过. Okay, that means don't cross the line. There's always a line that you cannot cross while you are initiating to establish that relationship. Okay, don't say first day or bring home already. No, can't be, right? Okay, not the norm lah. Okay, so and then you need to know also, if you want to initiate this, what is the intention of this relationship? Okay, what's the intention of this relationship? Remember, in AOM1, I say yin and yang must come together, successfully made, then open the door, right? And create a life cycle, right? And then when the door is open, it means the cans of worm is open, ma. So if you don't want to deal with the cans of worms, right, then you don't open the door. So you must know and be prepared. So you must know what's the intention of opening the door, and you must be prepared to deal with the cans of worms once open, right? So therefore, you need to know what's the intention of this relationship. Be it a boy-girl relationship, be it a what do you call that, a employment relationship, be it a business partnership relationship, also a relationship. Okay, so if it's asking incomplete, meaning in action, yeah, in means receiving lah, and then reciprocate lah. Complete means you either receive, say okay, I accept, let's go on a relationship, or sorry, I reject. If reject means unsuccessfully mated. Okay, if you receive and accept it to say that okay, let's go steady, then you actually successfully mated and you open the door, and then the 63 hexagram all come out already. So already, you start to have to understand each other pattern, the likes and don't likes, things like that. Okay, so and then move on until you find momentum of success, and then the next thing you know, you start to quarrel already. All right, okay. All right. So intention. Now, when you start a relationship, let's talk about a boy-girl relationship. Let's use the more conservative way of thinking lah. Now, in terms of conservative way of thinking, if you want to start a relationship, that means get a partner, a boyfriend or a girlfriend last time, what is your intention of that relationship? Type in the chat box. What is the intention? Nowadays, it's a different thing lah. When you ask this question to Gen Z people, they give you the very different answers. Okay, totally throw all this kind of wisdom out of the window. Really. Okay, now I can tell you one thing: the intention is to old school. Yes, marry. That's right. That's right. Marry, have a everlasting, so-called everlasting relationship, right? 白头偕老, right? Everlasting relationship. Well, we'll talk about the everlasting relationship later on, but for now, let's focus on this conjoining. Okay. So basically, you need to know the intention. If the intention is to play, please don't play. Okay. Right. So then again, once the yang initiates, know the intention and initiates, then it's up to the yin to want to reciprocate or not, want to accept or reject. Okay, but don't 吊起来卖 lah. So is there is one word that may serve as a rule of thumb for all one's relationship growth and sustain is reciprocity. Even for existing relationship couple, don't take things for granted. Okay, I've seen many couples is only one-sided, taking the action, taking the initiative to please the other party. The other party are just taking things for granted. Now, when 天地没有感 okay, this he says 天地感而万物化生. It's only when the yin and the yang reciprocate each other, then things will bloom. But it's only one-sided, taking all the initiative, but the other takes things for granted. There's no kan. Okay, there's no interaction. Then this relationship will die sooner or later. Okay, sooner or later. Pepe says, sidetrack a little bit, was having a dinner with friends when one of them asked, can she have 正桃花? So I casted will be exhausted if have relationship. Later on, another conversation, she has a no commit. Wait, let me read again. Sidetrack. Ask about relation 正桃花, so I casted will be exhausted if have relationship. So what is the qua that you have? Okay, later on, another conversation, she has a no commit relationship. How to link to the qua? So I don't know what qua you are asking. You have a qua when you casted one. No commitment relationship with a guy. She's happy. Okay, so no commitment, she's happy. Got commitment, she's not happy. Is that what you are saying? Right. So basic thing here, conjoining the basic essence here is, if you like the guy, please reciprocate. Don't take things for granted. Same thing for the guys lah. If you like the girl, reciprocate Don't take things for granted So nowadays, if you have noticed, okay, you have noticed even for married couple why they divorce it's like that I think this slides tells all Never make the one you love feel alone, especially when you are there. Okay, all relationship has one rule, including business partnership. Never make the one you love feel alone, especially when you are there. Okay, have you seen couples having dinner, each one play their own phone, never talk, right? Okay, Pepe is saying she's happy with the guy who also don't want commitment in the relationship. Yeah, that, like I said just now, does she belong to the Gen Z generation, or she's having the Gen Z kind of mentality? Nowadays, very common, totally different kind of thinking. Okay, so just now I was asking what's the intention, right? So why do people get into a relationship mid 40s? So perhaps mid 40 and okay, when it comes to mid 40s, a bit different already. They don't want commitment. Seriously. Lin is asking, I thought lower series starts from hexagram 39. No, hexagram 31. Hexagram 31, not 39. Okay, so why do people get into a relationship, right? Is because that's why I talk about it, the generation, the intention, and based on conservative thinking is to get married 白头偕老. My notes in AOM1 shows 39. No, no, no. Please correct it. It's a typo in that case. Is it 39? AOM1, let me check later. But it should start from, what do you call that? 31. Upper series 30, lower series start from 31. Did I? I squared it from 39. Okay, then it should be a typo. Lah. Okay. So let's talk about why do people get into a relationship. Is the yuan, the intention. Okay, means the why. Okay, and the why, if you don't know the why, based on conservative thinking, look at the next hexagram. 32 called 雷风恒 perseverance. In short, it can also means 白头偕老咯，天长地久咯，白头偕老perseverance 恒. Let's move on. Then again, you find that 雷风恒inside also got danger sign 咧。假啦，how come when we step into lower series, there are so many hidden danger. You see, that's what I mentioned, right? When it comes to lower series, it's all about human order. And human order, to err is human. Okay, to err is human. So it's so easy for us, once we step into the lower series, every step is a landmine. Every step is a landmine, starting from conjoining. Okay, so if you want to have everlasting, it's also very difficult to have everlasting. 白头偕老, very difficult. Yi Jing already said that very clearly, very difficult. If you want to have 天长地久, also very difficult. Right? But how to really make 天长地久 a reality? Yi Jing has this advice for you. Okay, if you want to make it really everlasting, then it's called 亨无咎，力争利有攸往. What it means, loosely translated, says make constant changes with time. I give you an example. Okay. Wait, before that, not only make constant changes with time, but also yet staying true to the intention. And the intention is 白头偕老. Okay. Now, what I mean by making changes with time is that you look at a new couple just got together as boyfriend, girlfriend. Now, they will do a lot of things together, blah, 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 until a point they get tired of each other. Am I right? Okay, and then they start to find fault with each other, and then they will amplify all the weaknesses and the faults, and then they start to quarrel, and then they start to break off. Now, in order for us not to break off, at some point they must change pattern already. They must change pattern. Okay, change pattern, like for example, or maybe it's time to get married. Okay, it's time to get married. So they make changes with time. With time. And then when they decide to get married, then it's a different kind of feeling altogether. Okay, it's a co-living kind of things. And then once they get married, they have the 二人世界, a different kind of word, 二人世界. And after some time, they start to get tired of the 二人世界. So it's again time to change. How to change, but yet staying true to the intention of 白头偕老 is to have kids. Then again, in OM1, I say, if you want to open that door, the cans of worms, you must be prepared, Okay, because if you have sex and have baby, then you're opening a cans of worm again. If you're not prepared for the cans of worm, then don't have babies. Right? So it's all, bounce back and bounce forth again, with all the hexagram. Okay. Where was I? Okay. So having babies. Now, having babies, then you have a different set of problems already. Babies, who take care, both are working, and then expenses, wow, and then got schooling, and then so on and so forth. And then you grow up, maybe children grow big already, get married, then you need some changes. Okay, maybe you need to go to have what I call that, grandchildren for changes. So it's always 阶段性的调整. At every phase, you need to change a little bit. But the final intention is to 白头偕老. Same thing with all other relationship, including business partnership. You cannot 死板板 never change from day one. the dynamic has to change with time, but yet staying true to the intention. And that is the true essence of perseverance. So relationship is like walking on thin rope. To keep your balance, you must keep moving together. You cannot stay at one point. You both will fall. Both of you must start to balance each other, compensate each other, and then move. Keep on moving. Lin say how to read the Gua here with Zhen Gua on top and Xin Gua below. Does it mean it's constantly? Yeah, like what I say, we must keep moving together. Zhen Gua is about movement, Xin Gua is about movement. And both are wood. So they must compensate each other, complement each other, support each other, and keep on moving forward. Can you follow? Okay. So staying successful is often the ability to persevere and adapt. Adapt means make changes with time, yet staying true to the intention. And with that, then you can have 雷锋恒. Can I? Okay. Yet. Okay. Yi Jing says, with this hexagram, all good things must come to an end. There's a 成语 it says that 天下没有不散的宴席. All must change, will come to an end. Be it business relationship, be it your career, your job employment, be it husband and wife, they will come to a point where one will leave, and then after that both will leave. Okay, something like that. It will leave. It will end, right? But ending is not really ending because it's ending is an invitation to open a new door. Maybe you have a new life somewhere else. Okay. So with that, now that we know that all good things will come to an end, then that leads us to the next hexagram, which is called disappearing. Hexagram 33, 天山遁. Ending ending means disappearing Okay, so it's 天山遁. On top is 乾卦, below is 艮卦, right? So it says here, all good things must come to an end so that better things can happen. Wow, what a motivating words. Pepe say the Gua is 大过 heaven, and lastly confining. Or 大过 then 乾卦 and then 泽水困. All right. So actually, I can't really read if she will have a 正桃花. Can only see exhausted in the end. Okay, what you're saying here is 泽风大过 and then 泽水困, right? 泽风大过, right? 泽风大过 is already saying that going overboard already. That means going beyond the norm already. Am I correct? Let's not use I Ching prediction to look at this because we are not running a I Ching prediction class now. Let's use the AOM knowledge to interpret this. Yeah, 泽风大过 already saying that it's beyond the normal norm. 过头了. Okay, so we shouldn't be using the normal norm to read at this. Okay. Intimacy, yes. You can say intimacy. That means if based on normal norm, based on conservative thinking, then they should be wanting a commitment. That's normal norm, 白头偕老嘛. Okay, but if it's a Gen Z, that kind of thinking and mentality, then is beyond what we could understood already. So they want the intimacy, but they don't want the commitment. Okay, they want to be together. Okay, they want to be together, but they don't want, they want the freedom. All right. So your question, her question is whether we have 正桃花 or not. Okay, now danger. Can you see here? 泽水困 Let me draw out here. 泽水困. There is a danger here. Okay, 有可能这个就是烂的桃花. Okay, could be a 烂桃花 because if both are carrying the energy of 大过 that means it could be doing something excessive and not only have one partner, may have multiple partners. You get my point? 乾卦 means going to the extreme. 你是乾卦，我也是乾卦, so let's be together. Let's be together without the commitment. We just want the intimacy, but we don't want the commitment. Okay, but whether got 正桃花、烂桃花 then you look at this is got 一个坎卦在这边呢，烂的嘞。Well, look at the 乾卦 probably you can tell already. Okay, you can tell already. Is that okay? Anybody has any kind of insights that you want to share can type in the chat box. I may be wrong, in my analysis, Oh, so don't believe a thing I say. All right, let's move on. If say, Master, I thought Qian is a good match. Yes. Aren't they a good match? Both the boy and the girl don't want commitment. Where to find? Correct. Where to find a good match like that? Usually it's very hard to find, right? You want commitment, the other don't want. Or you don't want, but the other one want. But now it's both also don't want. They just one relationship. Where to find? Good match. But it comes with some trouble, some problems. 坎卦. It means it could be a 烂桃花. It could also means that, either party may go beyond having just one partner. Lindsay, I just don't understand again why Qian and Geng become disappearing. Oh, now you're back to the Gua. Okay, Ken, let's go back to this hexagram. Okay, so Lin, very good question, but I noticed you are very fixated on understanding trigram by trigram. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Okay. I can explain to you. No problem. Okay. So 乾卦 can mean the big boss, right? 乾卦 can mean the big boss, right? Okay, big boss now. Now 乾卦is on top, means on the outside. Now below is 艮卦. Okay, and this the 乾卦got no movement. Okay, no movement. 艮卦 is going up, and 艮卦can mean the hand, right? The hand. Okay. Now, what happens if you have a pair of hand pushing up like a mountain strength like that, pushing up this old man? What happened to this old man? That is not asserting a counter offensive forces. What will happen to the old man? It will be pushed out, right? It will be pushed out. It will just disappear from the scene. That's why 天山遁. Can follow? Okay, so with that means all good things must come to an end so that better things can happen. So look at this. Look at this. I just use portable music as an example. How many of you live in the era where we carry mini compo around when we go out? Okay, so this mini compo, not that mini after all, but it's mini compo. Back then it was called mini compo. But then later on, things change for the better. Mini compo disappear in behind the scene, and things change for the better. We have Walkman, portable Walkman. And then after a while, become a craze. Then after that, disappear from the scene. And then we have this man. And then it become a craze. And then after a while, disappear from the scene. It become iPod. And then become a craze for a while. And then disappear, become Spotify. No need device one. That is just in the handphone. And what is next? Okay, what is next? Now, while portable music is everlasting, 永恒, okay, portable music is everlasting, but the way that it presents itself keep on changing to keep up with time. So everlasting is always paired with 三天大天山遁 because with time it has to adjust, it has to evolve, it has to adapt, and then come back in a different form. That is why portable music can be everlasting. And same with many other things too. Same with relationship. Okay. But first of all, we must be willing to change and willing to let go, right? If you're still holding on to mini compo, then you will never appreciate the beauty of Spotify, right? So we must be willing to change, willing to let go. And then when times comes for, for things to retire, then that's grateful. Let's go for graceful retirement now, and then change along the way. Okay. And then you will not have any backlash. Otherwise, people will say that you are 死骨不化. You know, you heard about this Chinese proverb, 死骨不化, so rigid. If say master for relationship conjoining, if no proper perseverance, later will be disappear. Yeah, in this uh, three qua. Yes, you're right. If the cut tools is conjoining, can decode in this way. Yes, you could. Okay, so you could bring in the part about perseverance and the disappearing as an advisory, as an advisory. It meaning it is not a sure thing to happen. Okay, but there are conditions that if you keep on doing certain things or if you forget to do certain things, you might have this perseverance issue and you might have this disappearing issue, right? So it's not a sure thing to happen, but it's depending on their choice of actions. Paper is saying, sorry, how to interpret the confining? 坎为险 danger, 坎为烂烂桃花. All right. So let's move on. So disappearing may not be a bad thing after all. It's actually making way for new, better things to show up. Right. Okay. So remember this. We always have our time where we need to step down. Okay. We always have our time where we need to step down. Okay. So remember this, going up the stage is easy. Getting down gloriously is hard. You look at Najib. Okay. Stepping down is hard for him. Look at Ma Ying-jeou, stepping down was hard for him too. Look at this Chen Shui-bian, stepping down was hard for him too. Okay, fall from grace. Yes, thank you. Dr. M also, Dr. M, classic. Same thing. So that's why yesterday, right, the very first slide I show you is 生死善终, right? 生死善终 means you choose what you want to start carefully, but once you started, please end it with style or end it gloriously. So a lot of people know how to start, but don't know how to end. Okay. So 天山遁 disappearing, retirement can also means rest lah. Okay, for us we are still young, it can't be that we retire so fast, all right? I know Eve is planning on retiring, but okay, sometimes when 天山遁 shows up, it doesn't really mean end of the road. It doesn't mean retirement. It can mean just take a pause, just take a rest. Okay, rest so that you can walk further in life, right? Sometimes you just need to do that. We just need to do that. Rest, pause, and then so that we can walk further. Okay, 休息是为了走更长远的路 right? I think this is what Jack Ma did before he was cracked down by China government. Is that he voluntarily stepped down as a chairman of Alibaba. He voluntarily stepped down because he know he has reached line 5 already. Okay, he has reached line 5. He should step down, gracefully retire. Okay, but unfortunately, after that, he made a blunder lah. He said the wrong thing lah. Okay, and that caused him to go into the 地火明夷. So in life, sometimes retreat is the best way to advance. Doesn't mean you step down. Doesn't mean you retreat is always 没面子 always bad. No. Remember yesterday I shared about the case study about my friends whose son fought with a classmate, lose, come back, or tear here or tear there. And my friend, the father, instead of sayang the son, scolded him, told him, if you know you can't win, why you never zao? And you still fight on. Retreat is not shameful. Okay? If you know you can't win, you should retreat. Right? So it's 天山遁 also. It can also mean 天山遁. Right? Now, if you know how to rest and then move, rest and then move, rest and then move, you can cover a further distance, a long distance, a further distance. And if you can do that over time, you will become great strength. That leads us to hexagram 34. So if you want to reach this stage, you must have constant pause, rest, rejuvenate your own energy, rejuvenate, a better plan, adjust your plan and things like that, and then move again, and then pause again, move again. That's why a lot of us, we have year-end plan, right? Go holiday, go whatever holiday come back, recharge battery, start again, after that year end again or mid year, go for another holiday, come back, something like that. Okay, so if say disappearing, if apply to outcome is to stop first, yeah, as the next hexagram is great strength. Yes, we can say stop. We can say, hey, mate, slow down, pause first. Okay, don't move so fast, right? You may not have that stamina to finish the whole lap. So why don't you slow down, recuperate again, relook again, and then before you chong? Why? Because when you chong, right, if you can successfully chong, right, you will hit great strength. Or you may need multiple rest stop, that kind of thing, run, stop, so that you can finally hit the great strength. There are many ways to explain, depending on the question, depending on the context. Okay, so unfortunately, for Jack Ma and N Group, if they have not made the blunder, if Jack Ma have not made the blunder, and you see that Jack Ma actually pause and then do again, pause and then do again, and then they had that N Group, if they have not gone through all those blunders, I think N Group could be the biggest untouchable already, could be very big already, but too bad. Okay, so then again, I Ching says great strength sounds good, right? But I Ching has a reminder for us. I Ching says once you can reach great strength, means you're almost like untouchable. Please live your life with humility. I think we just now we talk about humility. 第三千. See, we go back there again, 第三千, and then bring it in again. Say that now you have hit so high up already. Please live your life with humility. Don't go into complacency. Don't be arrogant. Don't overindulge, and don't live in the ivory tower and all these things that we have mentioned earlier. So you see, it's always a repeat of what we say earlier on. Okay. Now the trapdoor, I think you all should know already. If you hit this stage and you start to become arrogant, you start to feel that you are untouchable, you are almost like Kang Long, line number 6 of Qian Gua. Then hexagram 12, which is the Pi Gua, will come in. It's just next door. Right? Okay, like Jack Ma, Blunt's word cost him 37 billion. Oh, painful. Okay, right? And then this one also, I think is India, the richest man in India. Also, because of some blunders, right? 68 billion wealth wiped out in 6 days, right? It's like that. So when you are at that high up, always stay true to your intention, to your 初衷. Okay. Remember in AOM1, I think I show you one model. Yuan, Hen, Li, Zhen. Remember this is a cycle. And this Yuan, Hen, Li, Zhen actually shows up in many hexagram and primarily in the Qian hexagram 1. Basically means you need to know why you're doing what you're doing, your intention. Is it pure? Okay. And then you proceed to do what you want to do. And then you start to have benefits. You start to have rewards. You start to have gain. And this gain is where the trapdoor is. And when you start to grow big until great strength, you need to stay loyal to your zhen, means stay loyal to your intention and stay upright. And so that you can continue to grow even bigger. Right? So this is called li zhen. If say, Master, if great strength is asking to end a relationship, what does this mean? End it, end it. There's one way to explain. That means forcefully go and end it, terminate. But can do or not is different thing already. I Ching may say something that someone may not be able to do it one. But if you can do it, you get the outcome. 嘎嘎来，斩乱麻。Okay, so Jack Ma has made this blunder, has grown so big. N Group is about to go for the biggest IPO, and he made that blunder without the humility, anyhow 讲话嘛, Okay, so what if Jack Ma has not done what he has done? Then, with the N Group going to IPO, wow, Jack Ma will have to go up to the next frequency band already. Too bad now 打回原形啦. Otherwise, we have gone up to the next frequency band. If you have read Jack Ma stories, right, since young, he encountered a lot of rejection, a lot of failures, challenges in life, but he keep on coming back stronger and stronger each time. That's why he deserved to be Alibaba deserved to be successful, and then Ant Group deserved to be successful. But at some point, when he was at great strength, he made a blunder. Otherwise, we have reached this stage also, hexagram 35, 火地静. Pepe is asking why great strength is ending relationship. No, please read in context. Why I say great strength is about ending relationship. The context is based on Eve's question. All right. So I'm not saying great strength is ending relationship. I'm saying that against a backdrop of a context, which Eve is saying disappearing if applied to outcome. Oh, okay, wait, wrong. I think I got the no, Eve is saying if great strength is asking to end relationship, what does that mean? That is the context why I say end the relationship. Is that okay, Pepe? Didn't say overly confident can erode humility, right? Yes, you are right. When you are overly confident, you think you are untouchable already, right? Everything you are right, everyone is wrong. Right? Then you become arrogant, right? Correct? In the context of relationship, yes, you can also. Why? Because you always feel you are right, ma. And the other party is always gundu. And that can erode relationship. Okay, let's move on to 35, advancing. Now, if Jack Ma has not made that blunder, he would have already hit this stage. That means the next frequency band, Ant Group being the biggest IPO so far. Okay, now Xu Guozhuan says here, 物不可以中壮，故受之以静 means when you hit a certain stage, you need to have a breakthrough to go up to the next band, which is even bigger. Okay, and 火地静 Okay, 火地静 the hexagram is this one 火地静 So the kun qua is earth, right? Or the ground. And then this li qua is the sun, right? So it's like sun is directly above the ground. It's like noon time where the sun is the hottest, the sun is the brightest. This is 火地静. If you want to know how 火地静 feels like, look at the noon sun. This is 火地静. Okay, the maximum sun. Right? So therefore, from the maximum sun, there is a lesson to learn. When the sun hit to the max point, what happened to the sun next? It's going to set. Okay, it's going to set. It's going to go downward. So if you want to enjoy the noon time, there's only that long of hours to enjoy the noon time, because once you miss that noon time, you miss that window, the sun is going to set. So therefore, if you want to go up to the next frequency band, there is a short window. And once you miss that short window, that's it. And Jack Ma apparently has missed that short window. Am I right to say that? Huh? But there's a 条件 for you to can go up to the next frequency band. There's a condition. And what's the condition? Is to keep everything above the board. Right? 火地静. This is called brightness above the ground. Okay, above the ground. So you have to keep everything above board. No hanky-panky thing, no dishonest activities, nothing. Okay, must be above board one. Then you are safe to go and elevate to the next frequency band. So if say take advantage of the fire, correct, master? If missed, that means cannot proceed already. Yeah. Yes, you missed the boat, ma. The boat won't you turn to carry you. You missed the boat. Right? So there is a limited window for you to act. And once you miss that window, that's it. So for Jack Ma, that's it. All right. And then whatever you do, for you to elevate to that level, you must be above board. Basically, this is what it means. Oh. Now, high flux was once a pride of Singapore. A local entrepreneur grow very big, become a pride of Singapore. Was mentioned, I think, during the National Day rally, things like that. But But after, at some point they decided to do things underground one. Okay. So therefore now what happened to High Flux and the directors and the founders, I think you all know the stories. All right. So High Flux is one good example. They could have grown even bigger one, but they blunder. Okay, they blunder. They did not maintain above the board. Another one, Hin Leong. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about Hin Leong, but Hin Leong is the largest oil company. Okay, oil company, yeah, supplier company, trading company, right? Very large, very large. But they decided at some point in time to go below board again, right? And therefore, now what happened to Hin Leong and what happened to the founder? In trouble. Okay, in trouble. So Pepe said yesterday I casted a quart for someone who had been vomiting badly. First quart, Wu Wang, Jian, Tong Ren. Wow, got blood, huh? I could see why she had vomited since a day earlier and cannot eat. Can't also see why she has cold sweat. Anyway, I see that metal ke mu. Yep, good point. Metal ke mu. All right. So what else do you see? Now, if you are casting for a health and wellness kind of question, then your circles of competence on health and wellness must be there lah. Otherwise, you just stare blankly at the quad. You get my point? I'll keep saying that, right, in eating prediction, that your circle of competence on the subject matter must be there. So told her to use essential oils of water and wood meridian. Today she said much better and can eat. Earlier she used earth and metal meridian oil. Oh, okay, good, good. So you know how to use essential oils to help. Very good, very good. Keep doing what you're doing, right? Okay. Now let's not talk about if you make blunder here, blunder there, then you cannot hit the advancing hexagram. What if you have successfully, like Jack Ma have successfully IPO the ANS group and now is hitting this advancing and has elevated to the advancing hexagram, the next frequency band already. What if this? Now, advancing, the name sounds good, sounds auspicious, but like I say, with all auspicious name hexagram, eating as always has a gentle reminder. And the gentle reminder in this advancing hexagram is this one. Okay, 树大招风. When is there a tree not shaken by the wind? 树大招风. Okay, so remember you have already grown so big already, then you should know that a lot of people are trying to bring you down already. It's called 树大招风. Now, Pepe is asking what I cannot how guess cause metal ke mu. Okay, metal ke mu. How to see cold sweat? Now, cold sweat sometimes you don't really see from the gua, right? It's because cold sweat is a response from something else. It's a response from something else. It could be excreting excessive water from inside. Okay, it could be because of certain organs. Now, in this case, if you say 金克木, then most likely could be liver or spleen, right? So that, like I say, your circle competence must be there first, lah. With regards to medical and TCM. Right, so let's come back to this. 树大招风. Just remember this. If you have grown that big, remember when there's wind, you're easily swayed. Now look at China. Look at China. I think a very classic example. How rising China has remade global politics. I think over the past 40 years, China has grown to be very big. I'm not saying that now it's become a leader, but at least an alternative leader. And since it's grown so big, right? Look at how other countries, especially the West, are dealing with China. I think these are very classic examples about 树大招风. Why didn't they go and chochok Australia and New Zealand? Why they must chochok China? It's because China now is posing a real threat to them. Can you see that? Okay, can you see that? Right? Pepe is asking, where do you learn TCM aspect, please? From TCM, no? From TCM, no? Okay, from starting from yin yang onward, lah. Okay, and then the 湿气 热气 all these okay, slowly build up, lor. and then what organ refers to what, and then which wu xing is it representing. From there you learn. Right? Okay, so now if let's say you are at this and 树大招风, and then you get heat and you can't survive the heat, right? What you do is, you'll be exposed to many, what do you call that? Rumors lah, gossip lah, back smearing lah, reputation smearing lah, all sort of underhanded activities. Okay. Pepe is asking, will you teach us some aspects so we can learn to interpret? Not in AOM. Okay, not in AOM. I think previously when I was conducting the personal frequency program that's many years back, I did bring up something about the TCM part. And in the, what do you call that? Yeah, in that part, but I didn't teach that program anymore. But if you have attended, you can refer back to those notes. Okay, now if you say people are, what do you call that? Smearing your reputation and things like that, you can quickly go into darkening. Now, recently, Taiwan, there's this celebrity, 爆料, 爆料, go and say this, that celebrity have this thing, that thing, and then a lot of celebrity kena. Okay, so all of them are actually undergoing this darkening phase right now, because it's called 地火明夷. Okay, so we are coming to this hexagram next, 36, called 地火明夷. And 地火明夷 means the brightness has come underground. Okay, come underground. So that means what you see is complete darkness. Now it's very fearful to walk, in darkness. Am I correct to say that? Same thing with COVID-19. From 2020 onward, when everything got to put to a stop. Everybody got to work from home, circuit breaker, all cannot go out. We don't know what to expect next. Sometimes wear mask, sometimes don't wear mask, things like that. And sometimes go for vaccine. It's like you don't know what to expect. It's like walking through a dark tunnel. And this is the feeling of darkening. 地火明夷. Okay, example that can lead to 地火明夷 is smear campaign, or like Jack Ma now is actually undergoing the 地火, no, not now, previously after the crackdown, gone into the 地火明夷 state, or everything looks gloomy for him. Now, what do you do when you're in this situation? Now, I Ching has this advice for you. Is keep your fire. Keep your fire means you still preserve your last yang. Whatever you have inside you, your inspiration, your aspiration, your motivation, your hope, your dream, still keep it. Okay? I mean your hope lah. Don't just relinquish your hope lah. So it's here, don't release it. Okay? Don't release it. Just keep on, hold on to it, and wait for the right time to come. Okay? But we note that when you are going through 地火明夷, you can expect tough road ahead. So that's why it's called 利坚真. 利坚真 means now you don't expect it to be cozy. You can expect it to be very 艰难, but you need to stay true to your final intention. That means your 初衷啦. Steve Jobs went through that also. Okay, Steve Jobs went through that also when he was fired from Apple that he founded when he was 30 years old. Okay, he went through this 地火明夷, and it's not an easy road for him after that, but he remained true to what he loved to do. Like all things, like every other negative hexagram, not say negative, not so good hexagram, I Ching always is a good motivator. I Ching says, even the darkest night will end when the sun will rise again. So 地火明夷 won't last forever. Winter won't last forever. The sun will rise again. The spring will come again. So keep your hope alive. But I Ching again comes in to say that, are you prepared when the sun comes? If let's say Singapore government has not done what they have done during COVID, pivot people, pivot businesses, retrain the people and things like that, when things are back to normal, we may not be able to catch up economically speaking, but we are doing pretty well. Okay, it's because we have done what you need to do during the downtime. Now, next, it's a hard time. Up to here, 地活名医 means you have to bash through. When you go out there, 你闯, you hit the wall, 撞墙壁 and things like that. Here, all 10 here, injury there, Usually, when you go out and 闯, and you 受伤, what is the first thing that come to your mind? How you wish you could, da, 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 da. What do you think you think of the first thing in your mind? I think for me, if let's say I go out there, 我闯江湖 and then I get bashed up, I think the first thing I think of is 我要回家. Am I correct to say that? 我要回家. Right? So I'm sure I'm not alone. Okay, I'm sure some of you may also think about that. If let's say I go out there and get bashed up, I want to 回家. So therefore, Yijing says, you're normal. Okay, you're not alone. You're normal because the next hexagram is about 家人. Okay, 家人, that means you always have a shelter and you need to build that shelter so that when you go out there, you get bashed up, you have a shelter to go back to. Okay, so let's move on to this hexagram 37 called 烽火家人 family. Now, 序卦传 says here, 伤于外者必反其家. 伤于外者 means you go out there, 外者 means you go out there, you get bashed up, very naturally you think of home because you want to go back to your safe haven, right? So family is a support you never have to pay for because come rain or shine, they will always be there to cheer you on with every of your life goals. But the thing is, do you have a safe haven to go back to or not? If not, you better start building that safe haven. Don't take your safe haven for granted. Yeah. Okay. Then look deeper into what constitute a good safe haven. So the 段词 says here, 家人女真为户内，男真为户外，男女真天地之大义. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, basically, loosely translated in English, it says that each has his or her rightful role and duty, both lateral and horizontal. Lateral means siblings. Wrong. Horizontal means siblings. Lateral means maybe father and son or grandchildren and things like that. So whether you are sideways or up down, each one of us has a role depending on what hat you're wearing. Okay, and it starts from all individual. So do your role well. So if you want to create a safe haven that you can depend on, that you can go back to when you get bashed up on the outside, make sure that you have really a true blue safe haven. And for the safe haven to function like a safe haven, each of the family member must know their own role and they must fulfill their own role. Okay. Of course, conservatively thinking is that 男主外女主内, right? But nowadays in modern society, 男女都主外 nobody at home already. Okay. But sadly speaking, even though 男女都主外, but sadly speaking, the home duties still fall on the shoulder of the female, right? On the mother, right? Unfortunately speaking, okay. But every family setup is different. 家家有难念的经. So therefore, 家人, we actually is a hexagram that is, paying tribute to mother. Okay, it's called 立女真. 立女真. Home is where mom is. Okay. So because mom has a very important role to play at home to make sure that it's a safe haven, to make sure that it's functioning properly, right? Now, then, once you have a safe haven, you find that your family can grow big and big and big. Okay, but there's a trap door. Okay, there's a trap door. It says that it tends to tear apart when the family grows too strong. Have you seen big families when they grow, become stronger and stronger, maybe in terms of wealth, in terms of status, in terms of powers, the families start to tear apart already. The number one classic example is the first family. Tear apart. First family, tear apart. Very unfortunate, very sad. Okay, and there are many other, real life case studies that I'm sure you come across, whereby this very rich family, in the end, all the children are fighting against each other for the inheritance. Okay, tear apart, totally tear apart, right? So what happened here is that after family hexagram, it's very natural for 火则葵 to come in, polarizing. Why? Tearing apart already, what? Okay, tearing apart is polarizing already. People will just, 各分东西. It's the same thing, whether it is uh, tearing apart on a good note or tearing apart on a bad note. If it's on the bad note, means siblings suing each other for the parents' inheritance. That's on the bad note lah. But on the positive note, you find that the moment you build a family, right, it is actually building it to a point where the children will grow up and finally leave the house, and then they form their own family. Isn't that also polarizing? So polarizing can means is actually on a good note or on a bad note. Of course, you want to avoid the bad note lah. Huh? So let's move on to this hexagram 38, 或者葵, basically means polarizing lah. Cannot understand each other already. They're drifting apart. Now, how on earth did a safe haven family setup can get into a 葵卦, get into a polarizing kind of situation whereby they were once a very close knitted family, now they are tearing apart? Why? How could that be? Okay, then we have to explore this hexagram. The hexagram says here, for this hexagram, 或者葵, it says problems that appear small are actually large problems that are not fully understood. I repeat, problems that appear small are large problems that are not understood. You see, like for example, family, very naturally, you there will be frictions, there will be frictions, or there will be conflicts. Some are small, some are big. But if let's say conflicts, while they are small, you hide under the carpet. Remember, yesterday we talked about hide under the carpet. What will happen? You will trip over it one day. Okay. So if same thing for a family, if there are small issues and nobody want to bother to bring it up to settle it, resolve it, then you hide under the carpet. It will grow into a monster you can't control. Okay, and then finally become polarizing, lor. You start to double guess each other, lor. You start to 怀疑 whether they have evil intention or not for whatever they are doing, and then slowly the family will just tear apart. So what this hexagram is trying to tell us, if you still want to maintain your closely knitted family, at all times we must always 化葵为和. Kui is polarizing. Polarizing means tearing apart, drifting apart. But we want to hua this one into her coming together. And how to do that? I Ching has this advice for us. 小事急. Loosely translated is called nip the bud. Now, when I first read this one, when I was still very newbies with I Ching, I said, huh? 葵卦小事急 got problem, still say it's 急 How can that be? But after some life experiences, and doing some coaching, then I realized it's really this word very powerful, 小事急. Why is it so? Let me explain. It says here, when there is small problem, it's actually a good thing. It's actually surfacing up things that is not going right in the family. Okay? And therefore, while it is still small, it's still good because you still can nip it at the bud. It's not that painful to nip it at the bud. It's only you want to bring it up or not. And whether you want to dare to face the problem or not. If you dare to face the problem, surface it up while it's still small, it can be easily settled. And once settled and ironed out, no problem with it. That's why it's called 小事. Actually, it's good. But if you allow this 小事 to become 大事, then it become a monster you can't control, then that become a disaster. And then you deserve to have this 葵卦 already. Okay? So in short, diagram wise, basically it means if there's a big problem, try to turn it into a small problem. If it's a small problem, then you try again to become no problem. 大事化小，小事化无. Basically, this is what it means. 葵卦. Let me show you from another perspective, drawing back from the lesson from AOM1, if you could recall. Now, when there's still a small issue, right? There's small issue. You have two paths. Remember, in mostly family setup it means conflict or argument right? Or argument. Okay, and then refer to hexagram 6. Hexagram 6 is about argument song gua. And then song gua in AOM1, we say that when you hit upon a song gua, you have two approach. One is the leg approach, one is the paddle approach. I'm not sure how many of you can recall this. Okay, leg approach and paddle approach. Now, paddle approach is easier to resolve. Basically, if you use paddle approach, means you sit down, close the door, drink some coffee, talk over it, and resolve it, mediate and resolve it. Then this is called 化葵为和. Done deal, resolve, iron out. But if you decide to take a leg approach, means going to war, the 丝卦, like what Russia and Ukraine now is doing, going to war, then 小事你就跟它变成大事情了。And 大事情 become a monster, like Russia, Ukraine now become a monster. I think both parties also cannot control it, beyond their control already, right? So you see semblance of the same pattern coming up again and again from AOM1. That's why I say once you can clear AOM1, AOM2 not a big problem. If say, but master, if no intention to hua wu, then the decision is tear apart, yeah? Not say the decision is tear apart, then you know that the path forward is tearing apart. It takes two hands to clap, but it's only one party now trying to clap, it can't clap. Then you know already what's coming next is gearing towards Kui Gua. Can you follow? It's not the decision, but it's that it's unfolding itself towards Kui Gua. All right, good. So live examples, I think I don't have to repeat again. It's the first family thing. I'm very unfortunate they blew it big. And then now the whole world know about it. And they didn't resolve the problem when it's still small. They resolve it when and they blow it up. Instead of resolving to become small, they blow it up. Oh, too bad. Okay, so when small issue is allowed to be blown out of proportion, it impedes progress. Am I correct? If it's small, you iron out, you still can move on with life. But once it grows so big, it impedes progress. And that is what brings us to the next hexagram. Yeah. Okay. So let me end this hexagram off with saying this. Family harmony is not the absence of conflict. There will always be conflict in every family setup, but it's the ability to reconcile with it. 大事化小，小事化无。Okay. So just now we talk about it impedes progress, right? That leads us to the next hexagram called limping. 水山碱，水山碱 basically means limping lah, 白卡, okay, Hokkien called 白卡. Now 水山碱, you see there's water here and a mountain there, okay, mountain below and water on top. So basically it's like this. Let me show you a picture. It's like as though you are standing here on this spot here. Behind is a tall, insurmountable mountain. In front of you, okay, in front of you is an icy cold seawater. Where can you go? You can't go. You're stuck. You're stuck. That's why it's called 简难也. Okay, basically means you are stuck. You cannot move forward. You cannot move backward. You're stuck. 白卡. But this hexagram sounds no good. But I Ching says there's always a way out. Remember in hexagram 12 皮卦, 物不可以终皮. 物不可以终皮 means things cannot remain choked all the way one. It can be unchoked one at some point in time. Okay, so if you're at this 简卦, you may feel that it's like a choke pipe, but I Ching says there is a way out. And what is the way out? I Ching has a way to show you. Has this to show you. And it's called the 1 degree shift. Okay, 1 degree shift. Sounds easy, but difficult. That's why I have a first gear to fifth program to talk about this 1 degree shifting. Yeah, sound easy, but difficult. Okay, so now here, 水山碱 on the left is 水山碱, limping. Now, in order for you to be able to have a breakthrough to move, you need to go back to the basic. Go back to the basic, go back to line 1, make a change. You don't have to make all the changes. All you need to do is make one simple small changes to the basic foundation. And there you go. Once you change, you have 水火既济, can move already. Okay, can move already. Lin say, In I Ching prediction, you cast a gua on my left foot, and true enough, there was another hairline fracture on the upper left foot, which was not detected as the fractured left ankle was the main concern. The gua back then was limping. Yeah. So gua don't lie. Thanks for sharing this. Thanks for update this. If you're okay, can I use this example in future case study in the I Ching prediction? Gua don't lie. Okay, but it depends on the analyzer. I mean the user. Okay, the user to able to pick up all this fine information. Okay, so which explain why I didn't recover even though the fracture ankle had healed. Okay, good. Thanks for sharing this and thanks for the update. Okay, if say can be unchopped but must be able to hold on till the time is mature to execute. What is unchopped? Okay, but you're saying but must be able to hold on to the time is matured to execute, correct? So how? Yes, hold on to it lah. Be patient, hold on to it. Okay, hold on to it. Sometimes when you go downturn, right, we are at the rock bottom, right? It can't be a 1 day, 2 day thing. It could be months, it could be years. Hold on, hold on. Like COVID is 3 years. It's not a few months. It's 3 years. We still hold on. Whole world is holding on. And we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, isn't it? Okay, so limping means to be patient, yes. But in AOM1, not only patient, but let's talk about patient first. In AOM1, we said something about patient. Anybody can recall what I say about patient? Patient is not about waiting. Remember that? Patient is about what you do while you are waiting. Thank you, Pei Pei. Do the correct thing while waiting. Yes. You see, Singapore government, while waiting for no COVID to go past, they did a lot of things. Pivoting businesses, retraining the people, things like that, restructure the economy, all these things. So it's what you do while you are waiting. So all you need, before you know what to do, right, you need to have that 1 degree shift first, You need to have that clarity, right? If you don't have the clarity, you will always remain stuck. Your mind will always remain stuck there. And you say that, oh, jalat, jalat, jalat. There's no way out. There's no way out. And if you keep telling yourself no way out, it's really no way out. You got my point? Okay, so this 1 degree shift is very, very important. And for those who have attended my first year to fifth, please, if you forget, go back and revisit the video. So, if it's asking us, so how, wait for the time? Yes, you have to pause, okay, but not stop, pause, not stop when you notice danger. Okay, so is 见险而能止, is pause when you notice danger. That is key. You find that it cannot move backward, it cannot move forward, then all you need to do is you pause, do a 1 degree shift, and then be patient, wait for a time, and then while you wait, do something, do what you need to do while you're waiting. Okay, so you don't pause to find excuses. A lot of people pause to find excuses why they should stop. I Ching says no. You pause to find ways to overcome the challenges. Basically means a growth mindset. That is my house rules number 2, right? Learn with a growth mindset. Can follow? I Ching has a lot of wonderful nuggets for us. Okay, then against here it says 利见大人. 利见大人. 利见大人 basically means auspicious to meet a good mentor, auspicious to meet a good coach. So sometimes if you're stuck, you really have a mental block and things like that, go and seek help. Go and seek help. Go and seek a mentor. Go and seek a counselor. Go and seek a coach for all you need. For all you know, they may be able to help you make that 1 degree shift. That's all. That's 1 degree shift, and you act on it. Okay. So in short, 天下没有解决不了的难题，只有不肯解决问题的人。Can follow? If to wind up an unprofitable business also must pause. If you have decided to go ahead, go ahead. Okay, but if you're not decided, then you may want to pause and rethink again. Right? You may have done all the homework, due diligence to say that you should wind up. then go ahead. You have already made all the due diligence, but okay. But if it's just a fresh thoughts that you should wind up, then you may want to pause and rethink. Right? So change the way you look at challenges, and the challenges you look at will change. Very simple, but very team. Okay, and how to change the word, how to change the way you look at things is that 1 degree shift. So life is a journey that must be traveled no matter how bad the roads are. You still must travel. Even though COVID was that bad, we still travel. We still walk ahead. And why? Because a lot of time difficult roads often lead to beautiful destination. Yeah. Now, we say pause is not to find excuses. We say pause is to find ways to overcome. Okay. Now, to find ways to overcome basically means go on, move on to the next hexagram. The next hexagram basically means untangling. Hexagram 40. 雷水解. You need to untangle the knot that's causing you the limping. Right? So, how to untangle? Let's move on to this hexagram 40. How to pronounce 39? 39. This one, huh? Okay, this one is called Jian. 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 Okay, below is a 足脚的意思，哈、Yeah, 减 limping. Yep, limping. 减 Jian Okay, untangling. So stay with me. I know I overrun today, but just stay with me. Like I say, because maybe it's a small group, that's why I share even more. Okay, that's okay. Hexagram 40, it says that there is no problem that cannot be solved. Thanks, Lin. There's no problem that cannot be solved. This is what Yi Jing says. 徐国丹 says 物不可以终难，故受之以解。解者缓也。缓 means take a breather. Okay, take a breather. Or means untangle. A. 雷水解出爻。出爻 means the first line. It says here 无咎。无咎 means no blame, no regret. Okay, no regret. Basically means you if you hit upon a challenge, hit upon a disaster, hit upon anything, okay, anything, your first what call it, your first response, like first aid like that, your first response is to try to untangle, right, to try to resolve. Okay, so in your attempt to proceed with the first response, it's called 无咎. When you see someone collapse on the ground and you move away, you're not trying to help, then you may bring upon, some issue for you, because someone may see that, hey, you can help, you don't want to help, take a photo of you, upload 天雷无望, upload to the Facebook. Okay, but if you help and find that you really can't help because you don't know about first aid, don't know about CPR, but you attempted to help, nobody will blame you for anything. You get my point, right? So therefore, it say 无咎. Bring the negative consequences to the minimum. Basically, just want to do that. Bring the negative consequences to the minimum. You 无咎. Okay, so that's what first aid and first response is about. You do what you could to mitigate all the negative consequences, and you will be 无咎. Or nobody can blame you, whatever. Right? Okay, so but there's a caveat to it, right? Now, if let's say someone is drowning, right? Someone is drowning. So someone is drowning. Can you say I count to 10, then I jump in to help? Can't, right? You can't say I count to 10 or count to 20 or wait. No, you can't. There is a golden window. Golden window. If you miss the golden window, that's it for the guy. Right? So same thing for untangling. Sometimes there is a golden window. And the best time is nip it at the butt. I mean, like for example, fire outbreak. When it's still at amber state, it's best time to put out the fire. Okay. So this 解卦 is actually telling us every crisis has a golden hour. Don't miss it. It's like, for example, this Indonesian submarine, when it gone missing, was straight away, the whole world come in to help to go and locate the submarine because they know there's a golden window. Okay. And then, yeah, you see, all these are coming in. And then coronavirus, same thing. COVID-19, same thing. When it strike, there's a golden window. If we can ring fence it, isolate everyone else. We can do that much. We do that much. Okay, and don't let it spread lah. And then recently, there's this submarine, right? Titanic submarine, right? Also, there's a golden window to find them. If you still can't find them, that's it for them already. So this is untangling. Same thing with the earthquake in Turkey, right? So there's a golden window to rescue all of them. If not, then once it passed 36 hours, 72 hours, that's it lah. The chances get slimmer and slimmer. Now look at this, another live example. Just recently, the machinery, the Wagner machinery, okay, marched back to Russia to rebel. Okay, marched back to Russia to rebel. So to Putin, to Russia, this is a crisis. This is a crisis. It happened on 24th June, right? So there's a golden window for Putin or Russia to put down this rebellion. Okay, otherwise it will turn into a monster they can't control. But luckily for them, they did something and it got resolved same day. Luckily lah. March into Russia, resolved on the same day. Luckily. So within that golden window, they get it resolved. So now they are still pretty safe. Okay. So this is the essence of 结卦. Now, a gentle reminder. Okay, gentle reminder. If you want to resolve your own problem, right? First, help yourself first. I've seen a lot of clients always come to me, say they need help, they need help, they need help. Okay, but they're refusing to change. Even though I've give them some function to do, some remedies and solution to do, they refuse to do, they refuse to change, they refuse to take the approach. So if they are not helping themselves, I can't help them. Same thing in life. If you encounter problem, if you want to seek help, make sure you help yourself first, right? So when in the end, when you let go of things that hold you back, you create space for things that push you forward. Okay, so this 结果, sometimes you have certain things, trouble, challenges that's holding you back. And why we want to entangle is the moment we can entangle, we can let go of those things that hold you back. We actually create space where we can push you forward to cover more mileage, right? So is it again? This is another up and the down and how to recover with this histogram 40 called the 结卦, right? So with this, I've come to the end of today's lesson and we have covered all the way up to hexagram 40. Next Saturday, we'll cover the remaining one, so-called the end game, right? So life is really like a game of snake and ladder, right? If you look at it right now, it's not where you end up, it's how you got there in the first place, right? So how to know how you got there in the first place is very easy. That's what I mentioned. Once you have the hexagram, look at the one before. That's how you got there. It's because of the one before that brings you there. Okay, that will give you some introspection. Oh, okay. So that's all for today. Let me sum up what we have covered today. Knowing how much is enough, 三天大序, and eat food that comes from nature. 自求口实, Okay, 坎卦, learn to live and deal with life challenges because it will always be there every step of the way. Deal with it, right? And then everlasting, make constant changes with time. Okay, 天山遁, rest so that you can walk further in life, right? Then 简卦, difficult roads often leads to beautiful destination, but first thing first, you must help yourself. Okay, so that's all. So before we end today's lesson, can I ask you to type in the chat box one-liner? What have you learned today that you can use to advance yourself? Just one quick liner will do. Lin said so many wisdom. Yeah, it's not from me, it's from I Ching. I'm just become the conveyor only. Huh? Oh, one line not enough. Thank you very much. Many lines. Okay. I think that's serve it. So many wisdom that one liner can do. Oh, yeah, indeed. That's why I Ching is a very powerful book. Oh, any more? Right. If not, then that's all for today. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson as much as I do. So have a good rest, have a good week ahead. I see you next Saturday for the last lesson on 15 July. Okay, see you. Bye bye. Thanks, Pepe. Yeah, the good hacks has also the bad part of it also. So the bad one also got the good points to it. So good. Thanks. Thank you. Bye bye.